What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 6 exercises that maybe they're not in your routine, but maybe they should be. How they benefit different demographics of people, what you're training for, and easily put them into your program.
And I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game.
These exercises are, I don't want to say essential for strength, but they strengthen essential qualities that you might need to get stronger. So there's 6 exercises. They're going to sound completely random, and no, it's not squat, bench, deadlift. No, okay, it's specific exercises. Now, I'm not saying these are the only 6 exercises you should do either, but these are exercises, hey, if you like one of these exercises and you want to put it into your routine, at the end of the video, I will tell you exactly where it should go, or you might have an idea where it should go, and you're going to put it there. So all these exercises can be beneficial for powerlifters, bodybuilders, athletes, and the general population. Okay, so everybody, essentially. So exercise number 1, trap bar deadlift. I like the trap bar deadlift. However, I think there are some people, maybe you have long arms, maybe you're tall, whatever, or maybe you're not. Let me just explain. There are some people who pull from the high handles and they pull from a way that's going to make them move more weight on the trap bar, but really not move any more weight on any other exercise. So they shove their knees so far forward, it becomes like a vertical leg press. Now, I don't even remember the last time I did trap bar deadlifts with the high handles. I think I've only done them a handful of times in the last year, and then who knows when else before that. But I prefer doing the low handles. But besides that, whenever I do a trap bar variation, I like doing it to be as close to my deadlift form as possible. So I want it to look more hingy as opposed to squatty. But that's just me and my body. I tell everyone the trap bar deadlift allows you to do a deadlift motor pattern. Sure, it's not with a straight bar, but it allows you to cater the exercise towards yourself as opposed to having to fit you to the exercise, which can be very, very beneficial. So for powerlifters, how could this benefit you? It can help you build leg drive off the floor. If you're doing it from the low handles and you're more bent over, especially if you're a taller person, it's going to build up back strength, and this can help boost up your deadlift. And it could just be a change of pace exercise that you throw in. You can add bands. I've tried adding chains. I don't really like it. I've seen some people add it. You can pull off blocks. You can pull from a deficit. You can use this exercise to replace your deadlift periodically. Maybe it'll take some stress off your lower back, or it's just a variation. If you are a conjugate style powerlifter, trainer, you can use the trap bar to get in there, break up the change of pace from your regular deadlift workouts. Don't have to worry about overuse. You know what I'm saying. Then for bodybuilders, it can be used to just develop your overall lower body musculature. You can add a shrug at the top if you want. I've learned that from John Meadows' videos, where you can almost turn this into an upper back exercise as well. For athletes, you can lighten the weight and really explode through the movement. You can kind of go onto your tiptoes for triple extension. You can do a trap bar shrug, like I mentioned for the bodybuilder, but with a more explosive intent. And then for the general population, it just strengthens the functional motor pattern of a hinge, and with the amount of weight you're going to be using, it enhances your stability for just basically everyday movements and everyday life. So I suggestion, if you have no clue how to program this, do 4 sets of 4 to 6 reps. Not all the same weight, maybe build up to a max set. The 4 sets of 4 to 6 reps should definitely do the trick. Then we have the Barbell Row. Maybe the best back exercise. That's up for debate, but it's pretty darn good. So barbell rows strengthen the upper back, the lats, the core, and they improve posture and upper body stability. The benefits for powerlifters: it will reinforce back strength, reinforce the upper part and the lower part, I guess, your entire posterior chain, depending on how you're performing the movement. And you need both of these things for a solid deadlift and a solid bench press. For bodybuilders, it'll build thickness in the upper back and the lats for a wide and very dense looking physique. For athletes, it can enhance pulling power and shoulder stability. A lot of your shoulder stability comes from your back muscle, so you strengthen those, your shoulders will feel a lot better. And for everyday people, it improves posture, strengthens the back, and reduces the risk of injury. If you have no clue to program this, I suggest 3 to 5 sets of 5 to 8 reps. And if you want to lower the weight, you can even go all the way up to 15 to 20 reps. Sometimes I like doing 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps. It's really good. It challenges your grip, it challenges your back endurance, and it really forces you to brace your core for a longer duration of time. Then we have chin-ups. Now I know this just sounds like a back movement list, which it does kind of bias that, but you know, that wasn't by design. It's just movements that I think more people should work on. So chin-ups work the biceps, the lats, and the upper back and provide excellent relative upper body strength. Remember, relative strength means strength for your body weight. That's why you'll see a lot of lighter people be able to do more reps of pull-ups and dips and body weight movements than you would heavier people, because they are using less weight. So for powerlifters, it builds back and arm strength, which can pretty much help with all 3 lifts, and it'll add size to your arms, which will directly enhance the strength of your bench press. So for bodybuilders, it definitely is gonna build the biceps, like I just said, your back muscles, your lats, and it'll also help you focus on tightening your core. I remember reading this study where it said that chin-ups in this whole study of back movements actually work the rectus abdominis muscles a lot. I can't remember the exact amount, but I remember one of the key takeaways from this article was that they were shocked at how much a weighted chin-up affected the strength of your rectus abdominis, which will directly carry over to powerlifting for sure, and anything really. Then athletes, once again, pulling strength, upper body control because of what I just said about the core. And for everyday people, pulling power, pulling strength, back muscle, posture, core, everything. So if you have no idea how to program this, if you're a beginner, obviously just do some 5 high quality sets, whether that's 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep, 5, whatever. But if you're somewhat proficient, 3 to 5 sets, 4 to 8 reps, and if you're very proficient, slap some weight on there. Exercise number 4, heavy sandbag bear hug walks. You're going to pick up the sandbag, hug it tight to your chest. Make sure you're not just holding it there. Make sure you're pulling with your biceps. You're rowing it. You're using your chest to squeeze. What does this do? What doesn't it do is a better question. It targets the core, the shoulders, the legs, and it stabilizes the body under load. For powerlifters, core stability and control under load. Why would you need this? I don't know, when you're lifting really heavy weights, that's a pretty important quality to have. For bodybuilders, strengthens the core. It can contribute to fat loss depending if you're using a lighter weight for longer distances. For athletes, builds the resilience in the core, and it kind of mimics grabbing, let's say a live person, whether you're a grappler, football player, whatever, the weight's constantly moving around. Just like when you're engaging with another player or an opponent, your weight will kind of be shifting around all over the place. And for everyday people, it improves balance, stability, and aids in just everyday movement. This is going to be really, really, really functional, whether you're carrying your kids, carrying groceries, carrying anything. This is going to affect your entire body. 3 to 4 sets of 20 to 40 steps, or you can measure out a distance and say, I have to carry it that far. This should do the trick. This builds everything. Number 5, face pulls. Face pulls engage the rear delts, upper back, hits your rotator cuff muscles, and it supports shoulder health. Now, I can go one by one, but all of these populations, powerlifter, bodybuilder, athlete, and the rest of people, can benefit from having that strong area. Shoulder stability for the powerlifters, which will enhance your pressing movements. Rear delt thickness for the bodybuilders, which will have your upper back pop. Athletes, protects the shoulders from injuries, so it's good for baseball players and pretty much any athlete, really. And everyday people, it helps build posture because everyone's so slouched from phones, computers, desk jobs, what have you. This can help offset some of that. 3 to 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps will definitely do the trick on this exercise. And last but not least, the weighted dip. This exercise always gets relegated to a body weight exercise for some odd reason, and I have no clue what that reason is. You can go fairly heavy on this exercise as long as your body is conditioned to the range of motion. You add too much weight, boom, you might have an injury or you might have some discomfort. You go too far into the range of motion with too much weight, same thing. You go too far into the range of motion just period and force yourself to get there, you might have some issues. So you need to go the appropriate amount of range of motion that you can and use an appropriate amount of weight. You don't have to use 100 pounds on a weighted dip right away. You just don't. You need to gradually work yourself up to doing more range of motion, more weight added to the belt. Powerlifters, how can weighted dips help? Well, for starters, they build up the chest, triceps, and the shoulders, which will build your pushing strength and your upper body just strength in general. It does need some core control, just like the chin up, so it's going to benefit you in that way. Now, for powerlifters, increase tricep strength, which will allow you to push heavier numbers on the bench press. For bodybuilders, it's going to add mass to your chest and triceps, and it's going to give thickness in both of those muscles. Now, for athletes, body control and enhanced push-up power, and that's going to be required in quite a bit of sports. And for everyday people, it's going to strengthen your chest, your arms, your shoulder girdle, and it's just going to help your body remain resilient in those areas. So how I would program this: 3 to 4 sets, 6 to 10 reps, maybe add a little bit of weight each set, or keep them all the same. It honestly doesn't matter. Just by the fact that you're doing this exercise is going to be beneficial towards you. Now, I told you the benefits are all great exercises. You don't have to add them all in at once. I would say, hey, I've been doing straight bar deadlifts for a while. Let me put in some trap bars. And hey, I've been doing dumbbell rows for a while. Let me put in some barbell rows. Hey, I've been doing bench for a long time. Let me replace it with weighted dips. That's just the strategy I would use. Pick these 6 exercises. You can't go wrong with any of them. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day.